Good evening to everyone. So, dear Dhamma friends, today too, we are going to start our meditation session. Today is the 13th August, Friday, and we are going to keep another step ahead in our Dhamma practice. So, to welcome all the dear friends who are joining with us to sit together and meditate, everyone, please say 3 times together. Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
sadhu.
Dear Dhamma friends, now gradually, most of you are practicing Vipassana meditation, and now gradually you are realizing that the inside of us, at the same time the outside of us, both are continuously changing. And now you can realize, now you are realizing actually that we need to develop 3 concepts inside. The importance of developing 3 concepts inside you, in your mind. You realize that since it is changing, since the person is changing, no use of keeping grudges at anyone. So I should develop non-violence. I should, because of any reason, I should not harm anybody. This is the first concept that you will realize as an important concept that you need to develop inside. Then there is another concept that you think of developing, that you think of improving inside. That is not getting angry. That is also very important concept. So if things are changing, if you don't have any control over the things which are happening inside and outside, at such times, no use of getting angry at those things that you have no any control about. So such times, the best thing is making peace with those people or those incidents, those happenings. So you will develop the concept inside that I should not get angry. The concept of not getting angry, whatever it happens. Then number 3, you will realize yourself that I am suffering because of my own negativities, because of my craving, because of my aversion, because of my jealousy, because of my vanity, and because of my discriminatory thoughts. So you will realize that. Realizing it, you will develop a concept, another 3rd concept, not to to get away from all kinds of negativities that you do have. You will determine yourself, whatever the negativities that I do have, I should get away, I should demolish, I should completely eradicate those negativities. So you will develop these concepts. So what are those 3 concepts? Concept of non-violence, and concept of not getting angry, concept of coming out of all kinds of negativities. Because that's how you will develop your inner peace, through Vipassana meditation. If not, you will realize that definitely you are bound to suffer because of your own ignorance. Things are changing, but if still you keep on developing craving, if you keep on developing aversion, if you keep on developing jealousy, you will realize yourself now through your own vipassana practice, you will realize, I am the first victim. Anymore, this is not a theory. This is not somebody taught you. This is something that you realize yourself. For an example, you get angry. Since you have the concentration, so since you are aware about the sensations of your body, you realize that whenever you get angry, your body gets heated. Your body gets heated. And your inner structure of the inner structure of your body, it's not comfortable. Then at the same time, you will realize, since you are aware, since you are practicing to be aware about your thoughts too, you will realize that mental-wise, you are not at peace and you are very uncomfortable. So, realizing this, you will abandon. Realizing this, you will abandon all those kinds of negative actions, all those kinds of negativities, and instead you will develop these three kinds of concepts inside. So sometimes you might have already started to develop these three concepts inside. If not, gradually, when you develop in the practice, you will start to do that. So once again, what are the three kinds of concepts that you develop inside? So first one is concept of non-violence, concept of not getting angry, concept of coming out of all the negativities, right? So so with that, with the ambition to develop, maintain, and to continue these three concepts throughout your life, today too, let's start practicing Vipassana meditation. There are several new meditators. For them, I would like to ask them, as usual, to practice breathing meditation. Vipassana meditation may be tough for you since you are not developing the concentration. So for now, please practice breathing meditation. Observe your own breath. When the breath is coming in, be completely aware. When the breath is going out, be completely aware. If the breath is gross, be completely aware. If the breath is soft, be aware. If the breath is long, if the breath is short, be aware as they are. Don't try to change them, or don't try to regulate them. Let them flow as they are, naturally, normally, as usual. Your job is just to observe. Keep on observing and develop inner peace, develop inner happiness, inner calmness. So, Vipassana meditators, today you are asked to practice. You are asked to observe the back side. So the back area of your body too. So you will observe your head area. Then you will observe the sensations on your face area. Then you will observe the sensations on your neck area. Then right hand, left hand. So middle part of your body, the front. And then back area. So back area to place partition it mentally according to the sensations that you feel, and observe and understand whatever the sensation it is that you are experiencing right now, that sensation has no any other specialty than being impermanent. Whatever the sensation that arises, it arises to pass away. No sensation arises to ever last. How comfortable it is, how uncomfortable it is, it doesn't matter. All the sensations arise to pass away. Accept this universal truth and realize it by your own experience, by observing the sensations as they really are. Let it be coldness, let it be heat. Let it be hardness, let it be softness. Let it be throbbing sensation, pulsing sensation, itching sensation, or any other sensation. Let it be as it is and do your part. Keep on observing. Keep on observing with the understanding of unaction, impermanent, impermanent, impermanent. This sensation is also changing, changing, changing. Now, everyone, please keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Very calmly, please close your eyes, not very tightly, not very smoothly, to the level that you can avoid the sight of light. Please keep your right palm on your left palm and relax. And relax. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, alert, attentive, balanced, and equanimous mind, please start your meditation. May your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Please start the meditation now. Now, everyone, very peacefully. Don't open your eyes, keep the eyes closed. The new meditators, they can relax their posture, but the old meditators are instructed to stay the same, very peacefully. Now we are going to share our loving kindness with all the beings in the universe. We start with ourselves, and then after that uh, we share our loving kindness with our parents, relatives, and friends, then with the enemies, and then with all the beings in the world together. First of all, please share your loving kindness towards yourself, with yourself. Spread your loving kindness towards yourself and share it with yourself first. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Very peaceful. May I come out of anger, hatred, jealousy, ill will, and all the negativities. And may I attain and enjoy real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. Just like me, may my mother, may my father, may my relatives and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful, be peaceful. May they come out of anger, hatred, jealousy, ill will, and all the negativities. May they also attain and enjoy real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. Just like me, I may my enemies also accept my loving kindness, and may they also be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they come out of anger, hatred, jealousy, ill will, and all the negativities. May they attain and enjoy real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. Now let's think about all the beings in the world. Let them be small, let them be big, let them be clever, let them be not clever, let them be powerful, let them be weak. You don't discriminate anyone. You share your loving kindness with all equally. May all beings in the world be well, be happy, be peaceful. May all beings come out of anger, hatred, jealousy, ill will, and all the negativities. May all beings attain and enjoy real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. Now everyone, very peacefully, very calmly, open your eyes, relax yourself, unmute, please unmute. And now please say 3 times very peacefully. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu, sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu.
Dear Dhamma friends, this we concluded today's practical meditation session. Before we conclude, always I share some instructions and some Dhamma thoughts which are related to this very meditation practice. So this is the time. As I mentioned earlier, now gradually you are enlightening yourself. You are understanding things better about the world. And now you really understand how the world works. Instead of developing various kinds of negativity towards the towards things and the persons that you have to encounter in life. Now you have started to develop compassion towards everybody. When things go wrong, when people do wrong, you have started to share your thoughts of forgiveness with them. Whenever someone doesn't listen to you and continue to do the bad, even after you compassionately advise them not to do so, earlier you develop anger. And sometimes you might have shouted at them. Now you might realize, instead of developing such kind of thoughts, you have started developing pity towards those people. You might have started to compare yourself with the miserable state of them. Oh, I was miserable. I was the same earlier. I had such kind of miserable habits previously. But by this very meditation practice, thanks to this very meditation practice, I have come out of it. Oh, he or she doesn't understand about this world. That person is still succumbing, so surrendering to all kinds of negativities. He or she cannot control because that person doesn't understand these things are changing, impermanent. No use of acting ignorantly like this. So instead of developing anger, now you might have started to show pity. So still you forgive and share compassion with them. You maybe not to the full extent, but still at least for some time. At least for some time. At least for a certain extent, you might have started doing this. And at the same time, you might have started to value the present moment. Every morning when you wake up, even though you say or not, you might feel thankful for being alive, being alive for that moment. You might have started to appreciate the present moment. And when things go wrong, instead of um, evaluating it as a very negative thing, instead of developing the thoughts of frustration, you might have started to develop the thought that this would have been worse, but still it is not worse. I can restart again. You might have started these kinds of thoughts too. If you have this experience, if you have already experienced these kinds of thoughts, these kinds of thinking methods inside your life, inside your current life, so recently, then understand you are improving in the meditation. You are improving you are gaining more and more understanding through this meditation. You are making peace with everything. It doesn't matter you meet the worst person in the world, still you make peace. Still you maintain your inner happiness, inner calmness, at least to a certain extent. You are if you have uh, if you have experienced these things, that's because of the understandings that you develop through this meditation. But if you didn't if you don't have these things yet, these understandings yet, if you couldn't develop your thought process, your way art of thinking up to this level, don't worry, keep on practicing. Sooner or later you will start to think like this. You will start to face things like this. Everything, with everything, you will start to deal in a positive way, in a very positive way. So please keep on practicing very ardently, very ardently. Today, today I am going to teach you about the right livelihood. Right livelihood. So I told you, whenever we develop the right understanding about the things, you develop right concepts. When we develop right concepts inside us, then we develop right speech. When we develop, not only we develop right speech, we develop right actions. Not only we develop right action, we develop right livelihood too. We live rightly. We start to live nicely, a happy life, a peaceful life. We start to live. We understand, first of all, that even though all the other people go after the outer things to be happy, by practicing through the very understanding that you gain through this practice, you realize money is not the most important thing in this world. Outside, outside material things are not the most important things in this world. So, for a monk, for a dedicated, uh, lifelong dedicated practitioner, a monk doesn't have a lot. Mostly, those monks do have the 3 ropes and the bow. That's it. The 3 ropes and the rope. But I have met the monks who develop deeply these meditation techniques. They are the happiest. They don't have anything what you do have. A very good, comfortable car, a very good, comfortable house, a very good, a lot of money in his bank, his or her bank account. Nothing. They have nothing, but they are so happy because, and they are the richest beings in this world. Even though how much property you do have, if you don't have happiness, you need to understand you are the poorest person in this world. So they are the richest. How did that happen? Because they realize only by developing the inner qualities, somebody can become the richest. Somebody can become the happiest. By running after the outside things, nobody can become eternally happy. Let's say you go to, so there is a movie that has come to your close nearest theater. You go and you watch, and you watch from the beginning to the end. And so throughout the time that the film runs, you are happy. So at the end of the film, it is over. Such is the happiness that we gain by owning the material things. Until those things are there, so even though all the time we suffer because of that, we don't see it, but we think that we are happy because it is there. But nothing is eternal. Even though the most expensive car, it after several years, you have to let it go. So each and every house, when it gets old, you have to ground it, you have to demolish it. So whatever the property that we do have, at the end of our life, we have to let those things go. So those things we realize by practice, by your own experience, that real happiness cannot be obtained by owning material things. And the happiness that at the same time you understand, the happiness that you gain by the outside material things is temporary and artificial. You realize only by being contented inside ourselves, and inside by developing righteous actions, righteous words, righteous thoughts inside, I can become really happy. So you start to live a good life. You think, especially the Buddha says, such kind of person avoids 5 kinds of occupations which are not right. They don't uh, they don't sell animals for for flesh. They don't they don't sell weapons. They don't sell weapons which are destructive. Such kind of people, they don't sell meat. Such kind of people, they don't sell slaves. That means they don't trade human beings for 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 any reason. And then they don't sell poisonous things, so unhealthy things. So these are the 5 things. These are the 5 things that such kind of people avoid. Instead, they select occupations, even though higher paid. They select occupations which are right, which are nice, which are beneficial for the other people, which are beneficial uh, for that very person too. So they select such kind of righteous occupations. And whenever such kind of people, uh, spend their money, they uh, they spend money only for the things which are needed. Which are necessary. They don't practice gambling. They don't practice. They don't practice. They don't buy or sell drugs, and at the same time, uh, for such kind of things, they avoid such kind of wrong spendings. Instead, for the benefit of that person's family, that person spends. For the benefit of society, that person spends. And for the benefit of the religious people, the monks and the temples and churches, or such kind of places, they spend. So, and at the same time, such kind of people save enough money for the thinking about the future disasters. Anything can happen. So nobody thought, nobody would have thought that there'll be a pandemic like this. We didn't predict, but it happened. Like that, we can't predict what will happen in the future. The best thing is you should not spend them ignorantly. Instead, whatever you learn, a little thing, even though you earn a little or you earn a lot, you always have to spend them wisely and nicely and rightly. So that's how we live a better life. And at the same time, we do not cheat. We do not cheat the other people. So Buddha says, uh, we don't live by lapana, by cheating the other people. We don't live by practicing kuhana. That means you don't show the people the qualities that you don't have. If you are wrong, if you have wrong qualities, you accept it. It doesn't mean you go and tell everyone that you have this low quality, wrong quality. Instead, so you accept it and you try to come out of it. And you don't you don't try to ridicule the other people because of there are various kinds of negativities, because of there are various kinds of disabilities. Instead you focus on your actions. You don't focus on the what other people do or not do. Especially you criticize yourself. You criticize yourself first, uh, estimating your own actions, your own words, and your own thoughts. So you accept the wrong qualities that you do have, and you try to come out of them. And at the same time, um, you accept the good qualities of you. And instead of being proud about them, you don't brag them outside. You don't brag them outside. So always a pot, a pot which is full of water doesn't make sound. The pot which is empty is the one which makes the sound. So always try to be a pot which is full and which is still. And don't be a pot which is empty and which makes the sound. So uh, by that way, you avoid the quality of kuhana. And so then you don't go to criticize the other people. Instead, you criticize yourself, and you wholeheartedly accept what are the wrong qualities that you do have. And if you did a mistake too, you wholeheartedly accept, and you don't go to cover it. And you whenever it is needed to apologize, you apologize. And instead of being remorseful all the time, you develop a strong determination not to do it again, not to do it again. So by developing these kinds of qualities, you start to live a righteous life. So in brief, if I summarize, you don't do you don't start to do wrong, you don't engage in wrong occupations which are harmful for the other people. That means you don't sell human, you don't sell weapons, destructive weapons, and you don't sell animals, and you don't sell drugs, and then you don't sell poison, and you don't sell animals, you don't sell human beings for trade. So instead of doing such kind of things, you engage in good occupations. It doesn't matter whether they are highly paid or low paid, in the occupations which are satisfactory for you and which are not harmful for the others and yourself, which are beneficial for the others and yourself. Whatever the amount of money that you gain, you use it for the veriness. You first of all, you are contented about the money that you got, and you are happy about the money that you righteously generated, and you don't spend it ignorantly. Instead, you manage that little or uh, that maybe a lot of money, whatever it is, you manage it very wisely. So this is how you start to live, practice right livelihood. Such kind of people always live in this life a good life, a happy life, a comfortable life. After this life too, they live a happy life, a good life, a comfortable life. And finally, by practicing these qualities and developing in the righteous path, in the positive path, in the Dhamma path, such kind of people finally will attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. So please determine to live, to practice right livelihood inside your life too. And now, please think. Together, all of us join for this noble meditation session and practice this meditation and listen to this noble Dhamma, and by all those ways, we accumulated a lot of positive energy. Now let's share this positive energy with all of us. First of all, let's thank me all the people who got affected by this coronavirus pandemic. May they be safe. May they be able to recover soon. By the power of this positive energy, may all of us also be able to stay very safe, and may we be able to maintain our good health and practicing the Dhamma, practicing this non-sectarian meditation technique continuously. May all of us attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. Everyone, please concentrate. Join your palms together and concentrate. Abhivadan silisse nityang vada pachaino chattaro dhamma vadanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti me vache ato nibbana sampatti iminati samijjato. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be very peaceful, very peaceful, very peaceful. Good night to everyone.
Good night, Bante.
Good night, Jaime. May you be happy.
Good night to you,
Good night,
Bante.
Mr. Juan. May you be happy.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night, Mrs. Pragati.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Frank.
Good night, Monte.
Good night. Good night, Mrs. Dan.
Oh, good night, sir. Thank you so much.
May you be happy. Jayantrendi, Rajamami. Good night. Tiruan Saranai.
Sanai.
Cecilia, good night.
Bhante, this is Frank. May I ask you a question?
Yes, definitely, Mr. Frank.
Okay, my question is, Bhante,